Welcome back to our channel, Living on the Ohio River. Hi, I'm Kara Henshaw from Key Associates Signature Realty. If you're new to my channel, make sure you tap that subscribe button. We wouldn't want you to miss all these wonderful videos that I do on Indiana and Kentucky. And as you know, I'm a local realtor, so as much as I love to do these videos, I do love to sell real estate. So make sure you give me a call, text, email, whatever it may be if you are relocating to the area. And make sure you do the likes up, right? The thumbs, because we know that it helps the algorithm and it makes let me know what you like to watch. So today we are gonna do something where I'm kind of reading off an article that was done, kind of giving you an update because markets are hyper local, right? You hear national news all the time and you think everything's falling or it's great or whatever it may be, but it may not exactly apply to the areas that we live. So we're going to talk specifically Southern Indiana, but I would say the whole Ohio Valley region is very similar. It's just we have very, 4 or 5 MLSs that I'd have to go into, so it makes it really difficult to actually get you the data in each specific town. So I'm going to pick one MLS and we're going to just kind of look at parts of Southern Indiana, but I would say what we're going to see is probably relevant across the board. So here's the little kicker I got. Wall Street Journal said, higher interest rates hit home prices again. U.S. existing home prices fell in May from a year earlier by the most in more than 11 years. This was published on June 22nd. So I'm gonna kind of read through this article. This is definitely national, and then I'm gonna bring it back to our local market because everyone knows real estate is hyper local, and kind of give you the stats that we're seeing here locally as well. So let's start here. I'm going to go into U.S. existing home prices posted their biggest year-over-year decline in more than 11 years, which I stated last month as interest rates rising continue to weigh out the housing market. The national median existing home price fell 3.1% in May from a year earlier to $396,100, the largest drop since December 2011. The National Association of Realtors said Thursday. That is what we're reading here, this article in regards to Wall Street Journal. So we're going to talk about Southern Indiana. That's the stats I pulled. And again, I feel like it'll be very similar across the board. I went and looked at our May year over year. So let's go and look at what our median price is. They're talking that they are down 3.1% prices across the board nationally. I looked at 2022 to 2023 May for Southern Indiana, and our prices are actually up 10.5%. Now to dig a little deeper, so we are doing better than the national average. Our prices as the median are holding. If you go and look at January to May from year over to year, I just wanted to see kind of what it was doing for the year. Our median price is up 5%. So it's not as big as it was in May, but this is spring home buying season time. So I think you're gonna see a little bit more May prices going because there's a little bit more competition for people moving right now. So 5% up from January to year to date from year over year, and 10.5% up for May specifically, compared to 3.1% down across the board. So we are holding firm on our prices here in Indiana, specifically Southern Indiana. So another thing to look at, it says existing home sales, which make up most of the housing market, rose 0.2% in May from the prior month to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 4.3 million, the National Association of Realtors said. May sales fell 20.4% from year earlier. So what does that show us here in Southern Indiana? So let's look at the home sales here in Indiana. So I looked at May again for 2022, and we had 551 homes sell in 2022. I then looked at May 2023, and we had 379 homes sell. That is 30% down in sales for homes here in Southern Indiana compared to 20.4% across the board. So we actually are above the national average in our home sales, declining. And I think that's why you see our prices high. We still have very tight inventory here compared to maybe the West Coast or the South. That is why you're going to see our home sales down, even though our median price is still increasing. So we kind of have a perfect storm going on here in the southern Indiana area. And there's a great chart here, which I'll show you as you're viewing. I'm not going to talk about it. That actually shows you how the existing home prices changed from year over. So just take a look at that. It's a great stat. But in general, we're still doing better. We are selling less, but we are holding prices firm. So let's talk about year to date, not just May. So if you look at January to May of 2022, we were, let me pull that up so you guys can see that. We are at 2,155 homes sold. So that was 2022. If we go into 2023, we are 1,750 homes sold. So that is 19% below what we sold last year in regards to our volume of sales being down. That looks a little closer if you want to look at, let me pull that back up so I can get it back. We're getting a little closer to that 20%. So if we're looking at January to May, we definitely are hitting the 20% that they're reporting nationally. May, again, down because I think it's more of a moving time in general, like normal, the housing cycle. So that's giving a little bit of statistics. We're not falling here, which is great compared to the national average in regards to things going on with prices. The housing market has slowed in the past year and a half as mortgage rates pushed many buyers out of the market and prompted homeowners with low rates on their current mortgages to stay put. That is what is happening here. We have people that 3% interest rates sitting in their homes. They don't want to move because if they move, they lose a 3% interest rate to a 6.5% to 7% interest rate. So the affordability goes down. They can't buy as much. They're almost trading for maybe an equivalent home to the same size and paying more. So unless it makes sense, people are staying put, and that is why we're seeing home sales drop as we speak right now. And you're still seeing competing because, the buyers, what I find is the market has slowed. The buyers that maybe were first-time home buyers that were in the market in December, November, or earlier, they were being bid out with the bidding wars. It was too competitive. I feel like you're getting a lot more of those buyers back in this market now because the competition is less. And I think that's a lot of the buyers that maybe not trading, but are just first-time home buyers are really up right now in this spring market and summer market. They also mentioned existing home sales rose the most month over month in the West, up 2.6%, and in the South, up 1.5%. And the NAR said also that sales fell in the Midwest and Northeast. So we are definitely, if you're looking at the values of the 20 and the 30% of home sales, we are following the trend of what they're reporting as of NAR. They did make mention of a young couple in this article. It said, there was no competition, which gave us a lot of leverage, is one quoted first-time home buyer. So that's why I feel like right now a lot of the first-time home buyers are out buying and you're not seeing the trade-ups. So that is why the market still is competitive, why we still have competitive bidding, because you do have a lot of those buyers that were out of the market a year ago or even 6 months ago that are now actually coming back out because they can compete and actually get a home. Wall Street Journal also quoted the typical home sold in May was on the market for 18 days, up from 16 days a year earlier. So let's look at our days on the market. If we look at 2022 versus 2023, let me get that up here on the thing. We had in 2022 13 days on the market. If you look at 2023, we had 26 days on the market. So our days on market are increasing for the actual Southern Indiana area, which is why, again, like I think the first-time home buyers are coming out. It's not so competitive. Things are sitting a lot longer. They can get their offers accepted, but that is almost 100% increase on days on market. Let's look at the actual, let me look at that real quick. Let's pull out 2022 versus 2023 year to date. The days on market for January to May 2022 were 21 days. And for 23, those were 35 days. And that is roughly, what did I calculate? 66% up on days on market. So probably another reason why obviously we are seeing trends. They were saying, what was it? They didn't really give a percentage. They were just saying 16 days, but that's pretty relevant if you look at days on market of the same here locally in southern Indiana, northern Kentucky. Wall Street Journal reported the share of first-time homebuyers in the market was 28% in May, up from 27% a year earlier. So the first-time homebuyers are definitely getting out. They're definitely getting homes accepted, and they're definitely the people causing some of what I call the bidding wars here in the Midwest. Wall Street also commented, which is interesting, home builders are benefiting from the shortage of existing homes on the market. A measure of U.S. home builder confidence rose in June for the sixth straight month, the National Association of Builders said this week. I am seeing that locally as well. The builders have not stopped building. There's still a lot of homes going up that allows us to have more inventory to sell to the people that are looking. So with homes not coming on the market, it is definitely helping the builders because they do have the inventory coming out. And with homes being so tight, it does help the builders get their homes moved, even though the interest rates are higher right now. So that's something to look at in our market as well as probably a majority of markets across the U.S. Housing starts. This is also an interesting thing. They said a measure of U.S. home building rose 22% in May from April, the Commerce Department said this week. Residential permits, which can be a bellwether for the future home construction, rose 5.2%. So building is still strong. It's not stopping, and it's definitely helping us realtors have more inventory to sell. So is the Indiana market and Kentucky market bad? No, it is not. Yes, we don't have as many options to choose from. Luckily, we have builders building, so that is helping. Our values are holding strong, which is a great thing compared to some of the east or west or extreme markets, I would say. Days on market, yes, it's increasing, but that's great for the buyers that are out there that are trying to find homes. And also, it's not a bad thing for the sellers. There is less competition out there for you sellers. It may take a little longer to sell, but the buyers are there and it will move. 30 days or less on the market is not a bad thing. I've been selling for 20 years. I remember when it was 6 months. We are definitely still in a seller's market, but it definitely gives a little bit more options for buyers and sellers to benefit in the market that we're in. So if you are looking to relocate to the Indiana, Kentucky area, we are doing very well here. The market is not falling. Kind of have similarities to the national average, but not completely. And wanted to give you a little bit of insight in our hyper local market here. So give me a call, 812-686-3268 if you are coming this direction, or if you're existing and have questions about home selling or buying in this area. And until next time, I'll see you then.
We open doors in realty. Key Associates. Key Associates.